This episode of Earn Your Happy is sponsored in part by Shopify, Quince Open Phone, Constant Contact, Bamboo HR, and Northwest Registered Agent. Turn your big business idea into cha-ching with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/happy. See why over 60,000 businesses trust OpenPhone. OpenPhone is offering my listeners 20% off of your first 6 months at openphone.com/earn. Don't wait. Protect your privacy, build your brand, and set up your business in just 10 clicks in 10 minutes. Visit northwestregisteredagent.com/earn. Let your bed match the season with cool, relaxed bedding from Quince. Go to quince.com/happy for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Constant Contact's award-winning marketing platform is here to make marketing way easier and way more effective for small businesses like yours. Try Constant Contact free for 30 days at constantcontact.com. Bamboo HR prides itself on being easy to use, easy to learn, easy to implement, and very easy to love. HR is hard, but Bamboo HR is easy. Check it out for yourself with a free demo at bamboohr.com/free demo. If you want to know why I'm in a winning season, I am reading manifestation books in the morning. I'm taking manifestation books on my walks. I'm thinking about it at night. I'm literally monitoring our language. Like, it's really annoying right now for Chris because I'm like, oh, universe hears that. Oh, universe hears that. You got to fix that, because I'm in it. I'm watching things show up. People are literally moving mountains for me and coming into my life. Things are changing, and they're changing super fast. Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. It's time for another quickie because there's always time to fit in inspiration. And if you're listening to the podcast right now during this season of my life and you're just tuning in, I just need you to know I am in a winning season, and it is not always like this. But I want to bring everyone along who is maybe not in a winning season, because I feel like I just came out of a very long winter and a season of, not gonna lie, massive struggle and just a lot of hardship and a lot of hard decisions and a lot of confusion. So now, what has brought me into a winning season? There's so many things that have gone into this, but I just want to share with you that faith and manifestation and action are the biggest things. And some of you who love manifestation, you're like throwing your hands in the air like hells yes. Some of you are like, I'm not really a manifesting person, except if things have gone the way that you want in your life, you actually are. Because I believe manifesting is just really focused faith with massive action, massive intentional action. And so that is what I'm practicing right now. And it's one of the hardest things to do when you're in a bad spot, when you're in a rough place where your confidence has been rocked. And that's really what happened to me when I was pivoting from my original idea of Light Pink, which was a light rosé wine spritz and non-alcoholic rosé wine spritzer with 3 questions on the back of the can to connect to women deeper during social settings, so that we would actually leave social situations with outcomes that we wanted, rather than bloated and hungover, feeling even lonelier than when we went to the networking event. And so when I wasn't able to get that off the ground and felt like I was disappointing some of the most important people in my life, because I got 54 female investors, and when I wasn't able to get that out during the pandemic and pivoted to Glossy, it was one of the craziest things I've ever navigated. You kind of have to navigate this place of still needing to show up as a leader, still needing to be hopeful, still needing to say, yes, I've got this other great idea, while also going, what the hell do I do? Like, I'm so confused. How do I pivot? I feel awful. It was just, it was the most insane experience that I would never give back, because it gave me a backbone. And because disappointing people is my absolute like worst nightmare, it's like when you think of the things that you don't want to come true, it would be letting people down who I hold in really high regard and people who I'm close to, mentors that I look up to. It was like truly my worst nightmare had come true, that I had to let people know that I could not get this thing to work and that we were pivoting. And so when you're thinking about manifesting in a situation where you're low, your mood is dropping it low. It is not easy to get it back up when the world is not reflecting that to you. And you need to remember that it is not real faith until it looks like it won't happen. And for my manifestors out there, it's not real manifestation until you are switching up your thoughts and beliefs when you are in that low place. Because anything you give attention to, you're giving energy to. And this stuff is real, you guys, which means that you're giving life to it. And whether you believe that or not, because you're giving your attention to it, you're seeking other like thoughts and situations like it. So you're looking for why things are bad and why things are going wrong. And you're finding more evidence of that. That's just the basics of it. So when you're trying to only focus on what is good and what you want to happen, you're going to find more evidence of that stuff too. So it's easy, right? It's really easy to believe when it looks likely, but your real faith begins where that evidence ends. Like it wouldn't be manifesting, it would just be planning, right? It would just be planning if you knew it was going to happen. You would just see it on your calendar and know that it was going to happen. So I want to share a story about truly allowing yourself to see it and feel it, because I don't think enough of us do this. Like you might actually believe that you're doing it. Like, yeah, I think about that. I think about that thing happening and, that's a great thought, whatever. But I don't think you're holding on to the feeling throughout the day and actually allowing yourself to get into a place where it moves you to some kind of emotional place that you haven't been yet. And when you get that feeling, that's when you know you're starting to get into the energy of the thing, is because you shouldn't feel the same as you feel every single day. So let's rewind to 2011, and I had competed in fitness for about 4 years. I did okay. Sometimes I would be top 5, sometimes I would be top 3, but I never won these competitions. And this was really important to me to win them, because you really needed to win these massive fitness pageants in order to be on a magazine cover. And that was my life's dream, was to be on a fitness magazine cover. I was an overweight kid. I didn't graduate high school. When I was a teenager, I would always go to the grocery store with my mom and buy every fitness magazine you could find. And I'd carry these around until they were tattered. Like these women on the covers were my absolute icons. They were my role models. They showed me that there was a different way of being and eating and having routines that I saw in my family. And this was really big to me because I was told that I had bad genetics. And reading these fitness magazines made me realize that I wouldn't have that quote unquote family curse that I was told that I would always have, because I had the realization that my habits did not match the habits of the ones that were being shown in these magazines. So I would freak out every time new magazines came out, get them, read them, devour them. And I wanted to be this hope for other people down the road. And I believed that was to be on a fitness magazine cover. And of course, to be able to get the validation that comes with that too, because I think my whole life, I just felt like so unrecognized and so unimportant that I wanted that validation that comes with it. Of course, we all do. Like, we'd be lying if we said we didn't. And it's not until you get it that you can start not needing it. Then later on, you're like, I don't need this anymore, because I understand that it doesn't really change anything within you once you get it. But that's another story. So, I wanted to be on these covers, which meant I needed to win this competition. And at the time, competing for 4 years and not winning, that's like a really long time. Like, a lot of my peers were literally, it was either like you kind of are a winner or you're kind of just not going to win. And this was in year 4. And I was like, I have to win. Like, I literally have to change something and I have to win this year. Like, I'm not going to wait anymore. This is 4 hardcore years of competing multiple times a year, which is so hard on your mind and body, and traveling and your fucking budget when you're not making money from it and you're buying these blingy ass costumes. Like, you guys know how much Swarovski crystals cost. Like, now imagine that fully covered on everything that you're wearing. Like, this stuff costed a lot of money and we did not have it at the time. If you don't know my story, we had literally lost everything from the 2008 financial crash, and we were hundreds of $1,000s in debt. And so coming up with money for these types of things, my husband made a comment one time. He was like, when is this expensive hobby going to pay off? And I was like, I'm literally going to kill you. But that lit a fire underneath me. I was like, this is it. Like, I can't just do this thing anymore. It's got to have a purpose. It's got to have the reason why I started, and that was to win. And so I started visualizing. Like, I literally heard that this worked for athletes and that some, super famous basketball players swore by visualizing. It's how we win games. It's how I see myself doing the things. And so I was like, screw it. I'm going to go all in on visualizing. And I remember I did it for quite a few months leading up to it, but I've never had such vivid visualizations as when I actually got to Miami, where the fitness universe competition was happening. And normally I go down and I talk to people and I talk to the girls and other competitors. And what ends up happening is I get in my head and I compare myself to all these other people. And it's not good. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay up in my room for the entire day before the competition. And I'm just going to visualize myself winning. And not only did I just visualize like myself winning, but I actually visualized the person walking up to me with the flowers, them announcing my name, them giving me the trophy, like viscerally feeling it, like tangibly feeling the trophy in my hand. I pictured exactly who I would look out to in the audience. I pictured myself like how I would feel, and I would just break down in this hotel room and cry. Like I was just bawling my eyes out before it happened. And it was so real to me. You couldn't have told me that I didn't win. You couldn't have told me that I did not win. I had some trouble sleeping that night. So I visualized all night long. And I told my husband, I'm like, I'm winning this. I was like, I've made this so real in my head. I'm like, that there is no possible way I'm not winning it. Like I feel it. I'm walking around like I'm already the winner. And I walked downstairs to go compete the next day. And it was like, I was unshakable. There was like an unshakable calm. It was the most calm I've ever been in my entire life, the most present I had ever been. And I was like, now you just get to enjoy the ride. Like now you just get to have fun, and you're going to go out there and you're going to do the thing and be so present. And I ended up winning not only Ms. Bikini Universe, but also Ms. Figure Universe, which has never been done. I competed in 2 categories. They're normally totally different, but I have kind of a body that can chameleon into both, and the way you hold yourself as well and the way you pose, etc. And I ended up winning both and set a record. And to this day, no one else has ever done it. And I'm telling you, I've never visualized so hard in my entire life and just had massive faith. And it's not faith until you feel like it's not happening. And let me tell you, it didn't feel like it was happening because the 4 years before wasn't necessarily giving evidence that that was going to happen since other people were winning. And it certainly wasn't giving evidence that I would win 2 national titles and go on to get 11 magazine covers after that, because I believe I was so in the energy of confidence and just knowing who I was. And it wasn't a egotistical confidence. It was a just solid in who I am and how I felt that day. And there was no way I wasn't going to win. Right. And of course, there's that little thing in the back of your head that's like, well, maybe, I don't know. Like, could I? But I just didn't let it come in. I was like, I'm not letting that thought come in. I'm going to be vibrating so high that it's going to be impossible for that thought to come in. So I just kept kicking that thought out over and over, even when it felt like it was going to come in. So you guys, there's actual science to this. We have something called the reticular activating center, and our brains filter 11 million bits of data per second. And you really only perceive around 40 bits. So when you focus on a desire, you're going to find ways to match it. You're going to find resources. You start scanning the world for the people, for the resources, for the ideas. And it's literally not magic. It's cognitive filtering. So the more you focus on what you want, the more you're going to feel like it's showing up, because maybe it was always in your world, but you just didn't focus on it. So the more you visualize a desired future, the more your brain is going to wire it like it's rehearsing success before it happens. You guys, Chris and I have so many businesses with so many people that are really important to us, customers whose calls we don't want to miss or don't want to miss communication with. Then OpenPhone is the #1 business phone system that streamlines and scales your customer communications. It works through an app on your phone or computer, so no more carrying 2 phones or using a landline, which Chris and I would talk about all the time, that we wanted 2 phones to just try to keep our lives a little bit separate. And with Open Phone, your team can share one number and collaborate on customer calls and text like a shared inbox. That way, any teammate can pick up right where the last person left off, keeping responses and times faster than ever. Plus, say goodbye to voicemail. Their AI agent can be set up in minutes to handle calls after hours, answer questions, and capture leads so you never miss a customer. So whether you're a one-person operation drowning in calls and texts or have a large team that needs better collaboration tools, OpenPhone is a no-brainer. See why over 60,000 businesses trust OpenPhone. OpenPhone is offering my listeners 20% off of your first 6 months at openphone.com/earn. That's openphone.com/earn. openphone.com/earn. And if you have existing numbers with another service, OpenPhone will port them over at no extra charge. OpenPhone, no missed calls, no missed customers. Okay, so if you came over to my house right now, I would probably make you go into one of the guest rooms and just crawl into the bed because I am such a bedding junkie that I would need you to experience how awesome my bed sheets were. And if you know anything about me, I am obsessed with sleep because I feel like I'm such a different person. When I get my sleep, I perform at a much higher rate and I'm just a whole lot nicer. And you guys, one night with Quince's European linen and you would understand the hype. These sheets are light, they're breathable and super soft, and they have that perfectly lived-in vibe. They're woven from 100% European flax linen, and they have that heirloom quality that feels like it gets softer with every wash. And the same goes for their ultra plush duvets, quilts, pillows, and shams too. Quince has everything you need to level up your bed. And the best part is, like Quince's clothing, their bedding is half the cost of similar brands. And by partnering with top artisans, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings on to us. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. And especially when the weather changes, I switch out my blankets. And my favorite blanket that I got from them is the vintage wash European linen bed cover. And I got it in the oat color because it works perfectly with everything that I have in my super neutral room that I'm obsessed with. So let your bed match the season with cool, relaxed bedding from Quince. Go to quince.com/happy for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's quince.com/happy, QUINCE.com/happy to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/happy. So you guys, the more that you fully focus on this, if you want to know why I'm in a winning season, I am reading manifestation books in the morning. I'm taking manifestation books on my walks. I'm thinking about it at night. Chris and I are constantly, I'm literally monitoring our language. Like, it's really annoying right now for Chris because I'm like, oh, universe hears that. Oh, universe hears that. You got to fix that because I'm in it. I'm watching things show up. People are literally moving mountains for me and coming into my life because I just think I'm vibing so incredibly high. And, you know, I could be in a totally different situation right now. And it would have been really hard to turn the ship around from where I was at. But things are changing, my friends, and they're changing super fast. And I know that this isn't going to go super fast for all of you, but for some of you who go all in, it can. It can. Why does it have to go slow? Look at the time frame that you have placed on yourself that you believe like, oh, things always go slow for me. I used to say that all the time. You know, things take a while for me because I'm supposed to get the lessons. Fuck that. I want this to be fast, and it can be fast for you. And so I'm sending you guys all the love. Let me know what you're going to focus on or something that you're trying to shift into. DM me. I always love to hear who's listening to the podcast. And you guys, go grab your Glossy because it's summertime. I need you to swap out your old hydration sticks because you literally don't need to be drinking fake sweetener and table salt. Seriously, you don't need table salt. Let's go get some real sea salt and let's get probiotics and magnesium and electrolytes and 72 trace minerals and prickly pear and zinc. Let's do all the great things for our body because I made sure to source incredible ingredients. Don't waste your money on hydration sticks that are shitty for you. That's all. And not all are, but definitely not all are created equal. So swap them out and go get 25% off with code HAPPY. Okay, guys, until next time, earn your happy. Bye, everyone.